What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Another video today on the 2004 LB7. This time it is the Hydroboost. So it's got a pretty bad leak. We've gone about 2 weeks and we're almost through all the fluid, so we want to make sure we get this changed before we burn up any pumps or anything. We'll take a quick look at it and you can see, how shiny and disgusting it is. So it's leaking pretty bad. So we want to make sure that we get this replaced, just so we don't lose any brakes and we don't burn up the power steering pump or anything like that. So we've got the new part, and before we jump into it, make sure, if you're not already subscribed, go down below, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. So let's get to it. So to start out on this job, we're going to need to be taking the master cylinder and reservoir off of it. So we've got a 15mm nut that's right there, and one on the exact same position on the other side. So just going to be using a deep socket and an extension to reach it. So we'll take both of these off. Got that one loose. This other one, we do have to go below the hard lines off the master cylinder. And I lost my socket down into the abyss. So there is this is a bolt through, and the head of it on the back side is turning. So I'm just going to finish this off with a wrench. And I am using a 1/2 inch wrench on the back side to hold the head of that. And I'm just going to leave this nut on here so I make sure I don't lose it. There's one. There's the other. And now with both of these off, I'm just going to take this and slide it back off of these studs. And we've got that separated now. So now we'll just need to take these hoses off. And now I can just use a pair of channel locks to take off this hose. And then with that hose off, we have space to get to both of these other hard lines. And the only wrench I have big enough for this one is a 3/4, so that's what I'm going to use. This one is now loose, so I'll use a 16mm on the other line. So both of these lines are now loose. I'm just going to leave these sitting in here for now while we go work inside under the dash and the firewall. Now going under the dash, we're going to need that 15mm deep socket again, because we're going to need to take out 4 nuts right there. There's one there, the other one you can see over there, and then there's 2 up higher, one right there and then one over here. And then we'll also need to take off this clip right there. We'll need to take off that clip to get the brake pedal and all that stuff separated. So I'm not going to film this because it's not really an angle where you can do it. It's going to be awkward, but 15mm, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then get this clip off. All right, guys, so I got all 4 of the nuts off. Then you can see there that we have the clip, which is a little white thing disconnected, as well as the rod at the top of that pin. So we got all that off, and to get the clip off, this is the clip right here, and it goes through the back side and this little ridge clips over the top of that bolt. So you can see it's angled down. So to get this clip out, I pushed the bottom, or this looped end, all the way down to give the ridge where the end of my finger is some space. And then I just took the small screwdriver, put it in there like so, and just pulled down on it and out. So a little bit of a pain. This whole thing isn't terrible to get off. It's just so awkward because of the angle. So now we have it all unhooked. We can take and pull, take and move these lines off, move them out, and pull that unit out. So let's move these lines out of the way. We can take and pull this out. And there we go, got it out. So now that we got it out, you can see it. And here is the new reman unit. And so as you can see, we are going to have to reuse the mounting plate, which isn't ideal. You can buy ones that have it, but it's a lot cheaper just to get the one that doesn't. So we're gonna have to take off this snap ring and this nut, which we'll just use our big crescent wrench to get off. So snap ring and nut, and then we'll just put it on this one. All right guys, so I was mistaken. My crescent wrench does not fit the nut, it's not big enough. So actually what I used is the biggest pair of channel locks I got. It's still a crescent, but used my actual adjustable wrench to hold the Hydroboost steady on this little section right here. It's like that, it's exactly what it's made for, honestly. And then use my large channel locks to go around, and I did have to work around a stud, but I got it loose. So now I can get this nut off, get the plate off, and put it on the new one. And it does, the directions say to torque this new nut down to 95 to 120 foot-pounds. So I don't have any way of actually getting to that, just because I don't have the socket for it. So I'm just going to give it some ugga-duggas with the wrench and channel locks, and we'll be good to go. And we also have to reuse the spring retainer, spring, and push rod in here. So we'll just push down on this retainer and get it to turn and just pop it out. So pull this out, and this is what we need to reuse. So we'll put this into our new one. The push rod, spring, and retainer is back in it. So now we can put it back in the truck. All right, you can nice and see where that was in at. And there is some fluid in right there. So definitely leaking pretty good. But now we're just gonna stick this, gonna leave the caps and stuff on it just so we don't, so we keep the insides clean and free from dirt as we stick it in. All right, we got it set in. Now, of course, we just have to get the nuts tightened up inside, get the pedal hooked back up, and then we'll get this on and fastened down, connect the hoses. Won't bore you with all that. It's pretty straightforward, getting everything tightened back down. So I'll come back when everything's done. All right guys, we got everything buttoned up in here. As you can see, got it attached back, all the hoses in, and we did get our reservoir topped off with fluid. Make sure you do that because you will lose some replacing this, and I was already low, so got it topped up. And then now we can take it for a test drive as we go and return the core. All right, we just started the truck and just gonna give it a couple pumps on the pedal. Make sure we got a nice firm pedal, which we do. It's really firm. Feels good. So now let's back out, see how it drives. So my first thoughts, it does feel like the brake pedal is a little bit more firm. A little bit more firm, a little bit more stopping power. Not that it stopped bad before, but it was just that it was a little squishy almost. I mean, you know, it's not maintaining pressure because it's leaking, so that doesn't help, but I mean, it feels really good. Stops nice. Feels good on the brake, so we'll just continue and do our core turn, and then I'll end off the video. Well guys, that's gonna be it for this one. Just got back from dropping off the core and we're all good. No leaks, the truck stops good, brake feels nice. So this job, it took me about 4.5 hours to do, and really it's not super difficult. The hardest part is just working under the dash. I mean, that's where you spend the majority of your time, and it's just such a painful place to be and have to lay. Just really awkward and tight. Getting the ratchet, having to, you know, take bolts out and put them in, you know, one click at a time on the ratchet is just terrible. So that's what takes the most time. It's the most time consuming part of it, and it's the worst for the arms and shoulders, especially on a big guy like me. So, I mean, can you do it? Yeah, you can do it. It's gonna take some time though, and it's gonna be a little bit painful dealing under the dash, but it's working. I'm happy to have that fixed. So thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.